Everybody looks content.
When there's food.
Do you go by Larry?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, why don't we get started? Obviously, our plans have kind of washed away. No pun intended. Well, actually, there was a pun intended. We're just going to kind of wing it. And sometimes that's actually more fun.
Yes.
So we'll keep it very casual. Officer TAFOYA, Larry, he's going to talk to us and take questions. We've got another animal control officer on her way. And I don't know her name.
Her name is Bailey Gentry.
Bailey Gentry. That's a cool name. So why don't you open up, and then I guess we can just go to questions.
First of all, thank you for putting this together, folks. I'm Lawrence TAFOYA. I'm Sandoval County Sheriff's Department Animal Control Division. I've been doing this almost 14 years. Previously, before this, I worked at jails. I worked with sex offenders. Sometimes it's better working with the animals. Okay. I know that you all have many questions about animal control in this area, and I hope I can answer them to the best of my ability. So my first thing is, what is the main or the most important? Don't scream out or don't throw rocks at me. What is the most important thing to you guys as far as this community and animal control?
I like to be able to walk my little dog without worrying about somebody running down and taking him on this little shih tzu. My Sheltie was the same way.
Safety. Because in addition to dogs and pets, and you'll find this is a very pet-centric town. You can come in town at any time of the day. People are out walking their dogs. But we're also seeing a demographic shift where we've got more children moving into town. And, you know, animals go after that prey instinct. That's why they go after the animals. I worry about some small child running.
Absolutely.
And they,
Absolutely.
that prey instinct kicks in.
To answer the lady's question, all animals, whether you're a pet owner or they must be kept on a leash at all times. It doesn't mean I'm going to let the puppy out to potty. That dog must be contained on the property at all times, period. The dog's digging out when you need to fix your property. The dog is across the street mating with another dog. Well, it's up to them to keep them on the property, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. I see children getting attacked. I get older people getting attacked by dogs. Dog on dogs. Dogs attacking livestock. My goodness. I get dogs that are vicious. And can anybody answer the question, what is a vicious dog in your opinion?
Any dog.
Any dog with teeth.
That's a good.
Okay? If they have teeth, they're capable of biting.
Even without teeth.
Correct.
But there'd be no cause.
So, again, they must be kept on a leash. No ifs, ands, or buts. If they're not, call animal control. Find out where the animal resides. Get me a name, address, and I will go deal with them. Period. Okay?
Move out here.
No. For example, when I'm called to a call in Town-Cochiti and it's dog running at large, I am addressed to tell the person who's dog running at large, now, I'm Lawrence TAFOYA, County of Sandoval Animal Control. I need you to keep your dog on the property at all times. I'm giving you a verbal warning at this time. However, if I'm called a second time, you're going to get a written warning. If I'm called to the third time, we're going to court. And you're looking at court costs and possibly 90 days in jail. 90 days in jail for a dog. Okay? Now that I'm at your house, can you provide me with rabies vaccinations? Current. Not last year's. Now. No? Okay, I'm going to cite you for the rabies vaccinations this time. Okay? I will walk your property with you, and we'll go through your backyard and say, oh, that's what it's getting out. Let's fix this problem. Let's address it. Okay? It's good to know your neighbors. It's good to know what pets belong in that area and what don't. We have the Pueblo. A lot of strays come from the Pueblo. There's my headache.
When do you do the walk around? After the first visit?
Yes. Immediately. We have to resolve that problem. I've heard of dogs opening chain link gates, latches, okay, climbing the fences. They do that. If they want out, they can get out. And again, dogs react differently when the owners aren't around. Oh, it's a sweet dog. Oh, it won't bite you. Oh, really? Okay? They bite. Okay, they're protective dogs. They're different breed dogs. People need to know about what dogs are bred for. Okay? Study. If you're going to buy or adopt a dog, investigate what that dog's capable of. What its intentions are. Any questions on that part? No throwing bottles. No bottles in there. Next question. Anybody else got a question?
What happens if it's a private owner and you happen to be in their house and the dog or dogs cause issues?
You're in their home and the dog attacks you? It's still an animal fight.
Okay.
It has to be
I
reported.
didn't get bitten, but I did get dragged and bruised. And she lost one. It was killed in the back porch.
I had a Chihuahua, and I just moved down here to Florida,
Yes, ma'am.
and my niece had 2 pit bulls. And I was supposed to live in a casita in back, and as I was coming out, my little dog ran out. I didn't know the doggy door was open, and the both of them came, attacked me, and my dog killed my dog.
And while these dogs were attacking your Chihuahua, were you trying to break them apart?
Yeah,
And did you get bit?
I didn't get bit, but I got pushed and shoved because my legs aren't very good. And I landed on the ground several times. And I was trying to get him to let go of my dog,
Yes, ma'am.
but nothing came of it.
What happened to the pit bulls?
What?
What happened to the pit bulls?
The one, she has 2. One, they put down, the boy. But everybody thinks it was just him. It was both of them.
And where did this happen at?
Here.
Here in Cochiti? How long ago?
About a year.
Maybe a little. Were we called out here?
Pardon?
Were we called out here?
That's the problem. I know somebody called them before this happened. And my niece gave whoever it was out there a hard time. Because they've had complaints about these dogs before. And she still has the female. But I've been a mess ever since.
No doubt. No doubt. When something like that happens, I know it's hard at times, but you're trying to get in between these 2 aggressive canines attacking. You're going to sometimes get bit.
I didn't get bit because he had his mouth on my dog.
That's why. He
Yeah.
was focused on your dog.
And I'm trying to beat him and yell at him and stuff. But by the time I got him free, the damage was done.
And there were 2 dogs, you said, right?
There's 2.
So when these 2 dogs are reacting to your Chihuahua, they go into that mode.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pack mode. They feel it, they see it, they smell it, they sense it, and they're off. Okay? Do not endanger yourselves, guys. Please try to avoid getting in the middle. You're lucky that you didn't get bit. And when these pit bulls bite, they latch.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He had a hold of him, and no matter what I did, and I'm screaming and beating and everything, and nothing happened. I just, like I said, I've not been right since.
I don't blame
I
you.
ended up in a psych ward over it because that was my baby,
That's your family.
my family, and no matter, and he died in my arms, and I can't forget it.
And that's one of the problems. I mean, you say if your dog's being attacked, don't get involved. I mean, don't get yourself in there.
Don't get bit.
The problem is so many people here, especially in our community, these are like their kids. And it's really hard for them not to do that. I mean,
With law enforcement, if we're central call, I'm talking about deputies, folks, with animal control. If we go to a call and there's a call where these dogs have attacked and aggressively killed or hurt an elderly person, we go in with the intent that they're going to come in and they're going to be shot immediately. Because I'm going home to my wife.
Yeah.
Period. Period. And I'm sorry your dog got on your property, ma'am. I'm sorry your dog attacked your chihuahua. Ma'am, I'm sorry that your dog was not correctly leashed. I'm sorry, ma'am, that your dog was not responsibly trained. Okay? I'm not sorry. You should be sorry.
Yeah.
Okay? Shame on me for not doing the best thing for my animal. I go to homes. These animals they have no water. They have no food. I go to homes that people move out and they abandon their dogs. Okay? I was there yesterday and these dogs had puppies. German Shepherds. And we had adult German Shepherds protecting the puppies. Okay? I asked the owners of the dog, I found the property owner who was responsible. I said, why are these dogs here? Well, I moved out of this house and my renter didn't take care of them. I said, ma'am, they're your dogs, your property. So here she goes with citations. Okay? Immediately. I will not tolerate anybody lying to me. I'd rather be slapped in the face than be lied to by any owner. If you don't know how many times I'll go to a house and say, hi, I'm going to TAFOYA. I've had some complaints about your dog running about. What the hell are you doing on my property? I'm here to investigate now. Okay. And I've got a knack to calm things down. I don't know if God gave it to me. I don't want to escalate, I want to de-escalate the fire. And it's better to educate the owner. It's better to educate town leaders to say, hey, contain your dog's property. Walk them on the leash. No ifs, ands, or buts. No ifs. You will be cited. You will go to court. And you will be paying fines. And you will serve 90 days in jail. It's not my dog.
My dogs are contained.
There you go. And there's a lot of times with these abandoned dogs, I do find good homes that love these dogs, that are willing to take them to a vet to get them checked for rabies. A lot of people get dogs and they're just there. They're puppies are how cute. And by next year, they're dogs and they're spot to see outside that ring. Dogs have feelings. They get attached to people. They know, come here, love, and they'll come to you. That day away. They need love. They need to be cared for. Period. Period. But when they don't, and they're aggressive, and they kill, that's what I want them to do. Period. To protect not only the dog, but you. Any questions on that? Any?
I do have something to add. My husband walks almost every day, and he took notes since the last meeting. He saw 9 people with dogs not on their leash in town, on the street, in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He's just everywhere.
It's ridiculous.
Usually down at the mail room, places like that, if they're not on the leash.
I worked a case here in Cochiti, Ann, remember it's Ann? I don't remember her last name. She's out of state, out of country right now.
Anna. Senator.
Anna, okay.
Yes.
I, through technology, Anna had video cam of this dog on her property. Citation. And the lady who owns these dogs is sweet. But ma'am, I'm here to tell you, the dogs are running large. Here's the evidence. I have court with her coming up. She's paying restitution. Period.
But with the specific incident you're talking about, that was not the first time it's attacked you now.
Right.
So
That's
at
the only
what
time.
point is it too much? What point do you say, enough, you're not dealing with the issue?
Immediately.
Well, okay.
Immediately. I mean, if there's a dog that's got attacked and there's vet costs, it's stopped right there.
Well, yeah, but you say that. This was the second time.
That's the first time I've been called on it.
No, I got you. And that's a good point. And maybe that's a point to make. If it happens, you've got to report it.
Absolutely.
But is there a threshold where you say, okay, we've given you one warning, you've not dealt with it. Now this is the second time. When do you remove the dog?
It's got to be court ordered, sir.
Okay.
The judge has to say, and be deemed aggressive, a danger to the public. I can't just go pick up a dog. Okay?
And the dogs we're talking about, it's documented
Yes,
8 times that they've escaped.
that should have been done.
And then,
Documented.
since it was documented, they escaped again 2 weeks ago.
The same dogs?
Same dog, same dog.
I would do not know this. It's not
Well,
recorded.
it wasn't reported to you, like, everybody, she self-reported on Nextdoor. At first it was kind of funny. You know, my dogs got out, they're Eugene or whatever.
That's what she called it.
And it wasn't taken seriously.
Well, when we go to court, it'll be taken seriously. This is the nice Lawrence TAFOYA.
Is this situation is one we're talking about going to court?
Yes.
So.
You might want to take these pictures with
I've got my videos, I've got other pictures. What are these up?
the dog. I got attacked.
I've got,
That's Honor's dog.
I've got those.
So where, it's gonna be down in Sandoval County,
Yes.
and how do we find out about the court date?
Now, the defendant was supposed to, she did go to her arraignment last week. I will be receiving a summons to appear as a prosecutor. I prosecute the cases. And if she hires a lawyer, I've got it all in my videos, pictures, statements.
Well, how do we find out the date of
The courts will summons me.
okay.
And when I'm subpoenaed into court, I will let Anna know.
Okay, okay,
And then she'll call the other people. No,
okay.
And
I just
it'll
like
be,
to
I don't know
know
if
and
she's
hear
gonna
what's
be, she'll
happening.
probably be back in the country by then. It's probably gonna be about another month or two before. Since COVID, things are so behind.
yeah.
I apologize for that, but that's what it is.
I have a question, and mine's everybody's gonna go, darling, when I say it.
Dolly!
Um,
Oh, you said,
I don't think they're bad dogs, I think they're bad owners. And what happens, so these 2 poor dogs that we're talking about now, are there any resources available to help with trying to find
good question.
placements for them?
Guys, all institutions, all animal humans, all rescue groups are full.
Well,
I am full. Everybody is full of everybody's dogs.
well, and if you've got an aggressive dog,
It'll be put
why?
down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would you want to replace it? Because
You would not.
you're just handing somebody
I
else
would
a ball.
refuse that, Mayor. It would
But
not.
if for the dog, okay.
If he doesn't shoot the dog, he'll shoot you.
No, I won't. Mayor,
The question that I have here is, okay, before these dogs got so wild, I have been around these dogs, and they were lovely dogs. I think the dogs have been abused by keeping them locked in a small area, and they're the kind of dogs that need run, and they don't get to run.
But see, the thing is,
So it's like we're gonna kill dogs because the owners are bad?
yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
because they make
Yeah,
bad
you know what?
dogs.
Exactly. You can't really shoot the owner because it's a bad owner.
Stupidity.
Well, I'd rather-
There's a lot of stupidity.
Bad dogs.
There's a lot of stupidity in this world.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, like I said earlier, dogs react differently when the owners aren't around. Dogs act differently when there is not a great environment. A dog is doing food and water and shelter. Okay? Love. But if they're left there for 10 hours a day, change. What love are they gonna get? If I'm next to her right now, I'm talking to her, she's feeling comfortable. She's like, if I do this, she's alone. Imagine that 10 hours. Put yourself in this room. Put yourself in that room for 10 hours by yourself. You're gonna go crazy. You're gonna go crazy. Dogs get crazy. They need attention. They need care. Period.
Well, I guess that's why I keep going back. So the answer is, the owner doesn't suffer, the dog does.
The owner will suffer. He will.
Who's gonna
He's
suffer?
possibly
The
looking at.
dogs are gonna have to be let go and put in.
Correct.
That's enough suffrage.
Now, with that same added, Dottie, is with these aggressive dogs and the owners can serve jail time and pay fines. It's not like they're just stepping out of the kitchen. I want that owner. I want them to pay for what they did to I don't care if it's the mayor, I don't care if it's this good lady here, or anybody here. If your dog does wrong, that's when I step in. The law is the law. Period. Okay, a dog, the law says an animal running at large. What is an animal running at large? Unattended. I'm gonna let it out, it's just gonna go across the field and come back. What if they'll come back within the next 10 minutes? You're liable.
Well, I don't have a dog.
Am I making sense, guys?
Yes.
So if anything happens with your dogs, an aggressive dog attacks you or yourselves, your livestock, another dog, a family member, immediately call 911. Immediately. If I'm not on duty, deputies will arrive and they will handle it, no matter what hour.
That's good.
Period.
What about a non-emergency call?
911 if it's an emergency. If it's an attack on your child or you, that's a 911. Your life is in danger. Okay? But if it's just barking, bark, that's not a 911 guy.
Right.
Okay? What I tell people when there's a lot of barking is I need proof, I need audio, I need video, I need time. This dog barked from 7:30 a.m. till 7:30 p.m. and started up again at 9 p.m. till 2 o'clock in the morning. That's excessive barking. If we bark 10 minutes and look when it stops, there's no backing. I have asked people to video, audio it, and that's my evidence to take to court. Because I'll go to you and say, I've got complaints about your dog barking at 2 o'clock in the morning. My dog doesn't do that. My dog don't do that. I said, ma'am, here's my video of your dog, here's the audio, here's the timestamp of it. Here's your address. What can they say as an owner? I'm sorry?
Yes, I walk my dogs and I carry a club.
I saw you with, is that you with the 2 dogs?
My dogs are attacked and I attack the dog that's attacking my animals. How much liability do I have?
You have every right to protect yourself.
I do the same.
You have every right to protect your dogs and yourself. You wouldn't believe how many people I see that are walking the hills and all that, they have their sticks with them. Their protection. They know. And these dogs can spring out anywhere.
That gentleman called me after that last event, said that these 2 dogs, when he rides his bike, they kind of chased him and come after him. He asked me, he said, I'm going to start carrying a gun. I said, don't do that. I suggested, and this may be the wrong suggestion, because, well, I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's never stopped me. But I suggested to get bear spray and attach it to his bike. Is that legitimate?
Yes.
Or wasp
Yes.
spray. Wasp spray works really good.
But the best suggestion to that is if he's a bike rider, motorcycle rider, and he knows where those dogs coming from, call me.
Okay.
Okay. Anything
How
else?
many of you are there?
2.
That's what I've been telling everybody. Everybody thinks.
For the entire county center, there are 2 animal control officers.
That's what I said. Okay.
As the mayor knows, there's a budget.
Weren't you
Yeah,
the
it's a
only
big
one,
county.
like 5 years ago? You were, because I remember talking to you.
And you gotta remember that our county goes all the way over into the East Mountains, all the way up past Cuba, up through the Navajo Nation.
The only thing is, I do not have jurisdiction
No.
on Pueblo land.
But it's
To get the use of it, as you know.
What about dogs walking out on the mesa? Do they have to be leashed or?
What Mason?
I guess Huchinitza, Carnage around Huchinitza.
Is that Pueblo?
It's Pueblo. Well,
So part of
everything's Pueblo, yeah.
Oh, what the-
Yeah. I have, it's kind of sticky with the checkerboard with the Pueblo and the town.
It is.
And I apologize for that. Because I'm ordered not to take Pueblo calls.
So, and we talked about the core.
Yeah.
Right? So anywhere within the core, he has jurisdiction.
Absolutely.
And our dogs can't run loose.
Correct.
Yes. And the Pueblo, that's common for the dogs to run loose. I've gone down to the governor's office and like 4 or 5 of the parking spots are full. Not of cars, but of dogs laying there sleeping.
And I think what Gary's saying is, up on the trails that we walk,
Yeah.
and the dogs run loose, and the answer would be no, if that's part of the time.
Well, see, the problem is those trails, there is a section of it that's in the core,
Yeah, that check.
but then part of it is not in the core. So, and there's not a clear boundary or anything like that. I did that a number of years ago. I went and got a map of the town, the core of the town, and highlighted where it actually, the residents were versus the trails. And I mean, there's maybe a big section that's in the core, but there's a whole bunch of it that's not in the core of the town. And you really don't know when you cross over that.
You don't know.
There.
There's no signs.
So the safe bet is on leash all
Take
the
a
time.
big stick.
On
Yeah.
leash all the time.
As an example, I'm working with the Santa Ana Pueblo. They finally hired their own animal control officer, and they'll be training with us. So they'll be the only one for the entire Pueblo as well.
Yeah.
But my question was to him is, once you have an animal control officer and you get all these dogs, where do you take it? Where are you going to put these dogs? I'm telling you, if you go through Santa Ana, Zia, any of these Pueblos, there's not enough kennels for them.
Yeah, we have a lot of them that end up in town.
Or at the golf course.
There you go.
Yeah, at the golf course. they
So they get attracted, they get attracted to the smell at the golf course.
They smell the food, they smell
at the
it.
golf course.
Any other questions on that subject?
Larry and Suzanne can tell you that 90% of dogs up there are loose, but they're attended, but they're also off leash.
True.
I mean, 90%.
The big dogs.
Oh, that's all.
The big dogs.
Yeah. But guys, if it's in our dwelling, notify animal control, the sheriff's department. I gave the mayor our card. That's a dispatch phone number. But if again, it's an emergency, 911.
Yeah, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna post your card on our town Facebook page so that people will, everyone will have access to it.
And I'm telling you, with the bottom of my heart, I may not be the greatest animal control officer in the world, but I put my soul and my heart into the people and for the animal. That, I promise you, if you have a legitimate complaint, I will work my butt off to solve it. I will investigate it to the fullest. And if somebody hurts you, that dog hurts you, you'll get the restitution to court.
Well, I'll be honest, I've worked with the sheriff and the chief deputy and the number of deputies. In my opinion, you're safe as alive, just like anyone else.
I hope so, sir. I hope so. And I love that you guys are at this meeting. I really, it was my day off today, and they said this is going to be called. I got excited because I like talking to the people about animals. Okay. Any other questions on that? Anything else?
I have a
Well, you already spoke. You're next. Oh, you know I'm not joking. Yes, ma'am.
The owner of the two dogs in question tonight, this is the third or fourth meeting that has happened about those two dogs.
Why
She always-
is she here?
Exactly. She's home. I live right next door. She's home. And she purposely doesn't come
Because it's about her dogs.
because it's about her dogs. How is that fair? First, and secondly, having lived right next door, I could tell you that these dogs are a nightmare, and I'm a dog lover. And these dogs are a nightmare, and she doesn't care. I text her when they're barking at 11 o'clock at night. I go over and I throw food over the fence to the dogs because they're alone in the backyard. One of them was chained up all night out there, and if they can get out of their fence, coyotes can get in. And that poor dog is out there chained. I feel bad for him.
Short chain.
A short chain, and I text her and I call her and everything, and she doesn't get back to me for weeks. And the only reason she gets back to me is because somebody calls her on it and says, maybe you should talk to Renee because she's trying to work it out with you and not go over your head. But she ignores me, and I don't think that's fair. She's an assembly member. And then when she does talk to me about the dog, she blatantly lies to me.
The reason she's not here is because she's guilty.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
No ifs, ands, or buts.
right.
She's already been charged. She's already been, it's happened with her. That's why she's not present. And I would say the same thing if she was sitting here. Sorry.
And she's
Sure.
also on the zoning board.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's
Doesn't
terrible.
show up for those meetings if they're.
I would be embarrassed. She
Well,
needs to handle her business.
Yeah.
And with Anna pressing the charges, being the victim, or puppy, you know, God bless her. I saw that little dog.
No,
Yeah.
that was bad. That was bad.
Wait. Yes, ma'am?
I have a letter that Anna wrote to you. She's overseas right now, if I may read it.
Sure.
She says, "Dear neighbors, thank you for attending this meeting and showing your interest in the ongoing problem in Cochiti-Lake of loose dogs that are potentially dangerous and have threatened or actually injured other animals and or humans. I regret that I'm unable to attend. I'm on a long scheduled overseas travel. Larry and Suzanne Hinkle have agreed to show the photographs of Rue, my dog. They're really horrendous.
Pass that around. That's something to see.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
So I'm just going to go on with this. The problem of potentially and actually dangerous dogs that run loose in the neighborhood are beyond the control of owners logging them. It spans many months, if not years, and has become more frequent, and we have to find solutions. And she cites a Cochiti Town ordinance, and she also cites a Sandoval County ordinance and a Mexico state statute that says you can't allow dogs to run loose or have a dangerous dog. Because we do not have police force to enforce the Cochiti Town ordinance, violations will be enforced by the Sheriff's Department of Sandoval County, which has the authority to issue citations if the town and county refuses or is unable to enforce these ordinances. The state of New Mexico State, Chapter 77, 1A16 will prevail. The county can impound offending animals, issue misdemeanor citations, even arrest the owner, imposing fines up to $300, which is actually much less than the cost of the veterinary bills. State of Mexico has a several-tiered enforcement regime that includes felony charges. However, the first line of enforcement are you and me. And we want this problem to stop. We have to step up to the plate. As fine as the county sheriff's office and the animal control officers, they cannot do their job if we don't tell them every time there is a threat or an attack. We had been advised to, and this was probably from you, first call 911 to report the incident and give a full description of the offending animals as possible. It's important because 911 keeps a record of the calls. So with patterns and with dates and places and details, they can be established. Then you call the sheriff's office. They will send an animal control officer who will begin an investigation, arrange citations, court dates, and whatever is required by law. Take pictures or videos if you can. Ask neighbors if their security cameras have recorded the incident or the loose dogs around the time of the incident. Some people have Ring, and that's pretty neat, because that's evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Spread the word. Posting pictures of the injuries suffered by victims raises awareness. Witnesses will further evidence to step forward. The town has historical knowledge, which may also be helpful, and all this can help the animal control officer's investigation. We can do this. I have been so appreciative of all the community help that's been provided. I feel like the community is working together, ready to do our part in enforcement and to resolve this problem. This town hall meeting is proof of that. The support and cooperation of Sandoval County is evidenced by the agreement of the Sheriff's Office to send representatives to this meeting. Thank you for coming. Once again, we'd like to thank the many of you who have sent me kind, supportive messages and calls, and who have helped me out with Rue's injuries in practical ways, including providing evidence to me and the authorities. A special thanks to Ramon Varela, who saved Rue's life by scaring away the attacking dog who was shaking my dog to death. Thank you to the deputies who called me repeatedly that night. Despite the cell phone dead spots I was racing through en route to the emergency vet. Thank you, Animal Control Officer Larry Tafora, who promptly came to interview me in the morning. I returned from the emergency vet. She had spent that whole night there with the vet. He is handling the investigation. Thank you to Patricia Huddleston, who graciously and courageously made public and private apologies. I wish her well in finding a solution for her dogs and their relationship with the community. Thank you, Larry and Suzanne, for your help. Thank you, Don Topper and the Assembly for following up with this town hall meeting. And thank all of you who will resolve this problem and do your part in enforcing our laws. I'm grateful, Anna Santorini. And we had a similar situation. My husband walked our dog, and there were 2 German Shepherds. The woman had him on leash, but she couldn't control him. And they really tore our little dog up. There was so much skin off of this part of his body that the vet wasn't sure there was enough there to close the wound up. He won't go outside. He's traumatized. He's afraid of everything now. He used to be just happy-go-lucky little guy. He's petrified. And it's, you know. So that's how it goes, you know. A lot of us have had, that's horrible about your dog. So, you know.
I don't think I'll ever get over it.
Oh, I can see that.
Just talking about it, I started shaking.
I happened to be alone when this thing happened. Jim had gotten on a plane and went back east for a couple of weeks, and then this thing happened with the dog. And it's like, I know how Anna felt. Anna was there alone. I was there alone. It's not like he could have done anything, you know, we're not vets. But just to have that support would have been nice. So that took me out for a few
Do you know why we're all here? Because we care.
Yeah.
Those that aren't really here that need to be here, need to be here. I feel bad about what happened to you and your dog. I feel bad about what happened to you. I see this every day. And unfortunately, for Sandoval County, there is no chain law. I'm trying to fight it. Okay, as far as having
What's a chain law?
having the dogs on a chain
Just
24/7.
That's cruel.
It's cruel. Okay, I'm trying to fight that. If you guys are ever involved in any kind of meeting, talk about it. My dog would never be chained.
So can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, there are people that, they'll take their dogs into the house, they'll go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they'll put a little bowl of water there and chain the dog to the tree. No shelter, no food for 8 to 10 hours.
Let me ask you a question.
But at the same time, we have the animals running at large. So people tell me, you're telling me you don't want my dog on the chain yet. It's running at large. What do you do then? Contain it, build a wall there.
Exactly. Put it in the house.
Put it inside the house, put it in the garage.
And if their diggers come away, figure a way to.
Yes.
That's one way that one of the 2 dogs, that Jack gets out of gets under their cage.
And we just keep hearing, oh, we got out again, oh, he'll come home when he's home.
And it's not cute.
It's not cute. No, and that's why we're getting really frustrated. It has been about 8 times or more that they've gotten out, and she just says, oh, don't worry about it. I can't tell you how many times I've opened my garage door and he's in the garage.
If it's 8 or 9 times, I would like to have 8 or 9 phone calls and pictures and video evidence, period. On the spot, dogs out. 891-7226. I'd like to speak to Officer Boyd. Dogs are out running at large, aggressive.
Oh, okay.
Again, if I'm not on duty, there'll be another officer on duty, or the sheriff's department will come out here. We're here for you. I don't want nothing to happen to you while you're walking out there. For God's sake, no. Or your animals.
But you know, I didn't call when something happened to our dog.
Shame on
I let finish
you.
because the person that the dogs belong to happens to work at SANDOVAL.
Doesn't matter.
And he told me that he already reported it and that he is making arrangements to have, I guess, what is it, anger management for the dogs, whatever it is. And I believed him.
Again, like I told you
I
guys,
said nothing.
if it's the mayor's dog, I want to know, because I'm going to cite you, Mr. Mayor. I don't care if you're the mayor,
I believe
the governor, the secretary, the mother,
Just because I'm a lady?
the grandfather. It doesn't matter who you are. If my dog gets off the property, it's my responsibility. I don't care if I'm out of control, San Joaquin Sheriff's Department, I'm responsible.
Now, the two dogs that are, and when we to set this meeting up, it wasn't specifically to pick on Pat. Because this is, when I first moved here 12 years ago, we had a white German Shepherd that the people owned that let run loose, and it attacked multiple dogs. About 4 or 5 years later, there was a pit bull that attacked multiple dogs. So this is not the first time, and it won't be the last time this happens. But
If I may, Mayor, with that statement there, it's not the first or the last. That's why you have to be my eyes, my ears, my focus. If you guys don't call, I don't know.
now,
Sir?
the training, get back to that. What does that do to the psyche of the dog?
What would you do to you?
No, I know, but see,
If I was to put you in that room for an hour, how would you be? Not defending.
but the reason I'm asking, I go to a lot of county commission meetings, and I would be more than happy to get up and talk about
Beautiful.
it. Okay.
It makes him crazy.
Mhm.
It makes him crazy.
So it's
If they
it's
can't
mental
go- if they can't
cruelty
go-
that can drive the
Absolutely. If they can't go use the bathroom without stretching, that's cruelty. If they can't hit that water bowl or that food dish, that's cruelty. If that's pouring rain and it's hitting them, that's cruelty. If there's no proper shelter, that's cruelty.
Mhm.
Period. I don't care if it gets the sheriff, the mayor, me.
Let me introduce you to two members of our assembly. Jim Blair and Gail Lichtenfoss. So you have three of the members of our
I
governing body.
appreciate you being here. Thank you. But again, folks, I'm here for you. And I'm learning every day as well. And I not only deal with dogs, I deal with rattlesnakes and everything else. So when they say, oh, he's a dog catcher, no, I'm an animal protection officer.
Well, we got a snake man right there. He's came over and removed rattlesnakes from my house.
He knows where he sits.
I didn't mean that snake man part, but
Any other questions?
He actually meant it in appreciation.
Yeah.
We're all in appreciation.
I have it on the phone as a snake. This snake wrangler.
snake wrangler's a
You
better.
got one in our.
So the most important issue to you all is animals being able to run at large and do their thing, whether it be aggressive, attacking other dogs, people, livestock, correct? I need you.
Well,
Could you comment about cats?
What about them?
Well, there is,
Okay, I'll
we
stop
have
there.
conflicting things about whether cats have to be on
Yes.
leashes.
No, it's hard to, cats need to be vaccinated.
Of course they have to
Okay.
be vaccinated.
It's hard to keep a dog, our cat on a leash. I mean, no.
He wants to fly.
There are a lot of cat owners that fix their cats and they're indoor cats all the time. They never go out.
So cats are allowed to run breeders.
They are.
And they kill 2.5 billion birds a year in the United States.
Yeah.
And if you catch a cat in your backyard and you hit it with a stick, you consider it an animal lives home.
Do you know who the owner is, that cat?
You hit the cat with a stick?
I might come in my backyard and mess
Is the
with my
cat being
dogs.
aggressive? Is the cat killing your birds, really?
Yes.
cats are predators.
They are.
They take out large,
Yeah.
they take out cottontails, they take out birds, they take out chipmunks.
Guys, last year in the Cuba area,
They do that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
They do.
last year in the Cuba area, we had a hoarder situation. I had over 89 cats in this house, inside the dwelling.
Wow.
You would walk in the kitchen, yeah, okay, and the pet dog is the front entrance. Okay, this lady was not all there. I had, well, a lot of these cats were sick because they're inbred. Okay, that was the nastiest cat call I ever been to in my life.
I can't imagine this.
We had to go in uniform in you know,
Asthmatic.
That's how
hazmat.
bad it was.
And the lady that lived in that house had a mattress on the floor, and it was covered feces, urine. The cabinets were feces, urine, and deformed cats, dead cats. It was nasty.
She was just sick.
She was up there. So being where we are, I was able to capture these cats with the help of some outside help. And some were used for people in the barns, barn cats, you know. Some of them had to be euthanized because of the sickness, illnesses. So you see a lot. And I love animals, period. Again, like I said, I'd rather work with animals than some people.
The reason I asked for a t-shirt that says, I love dogs, humans make my head hurt. The reason I asked for that cat is we had, until a week ago, indoor outdoor cat who patrolled our neighborhood, and can't tell you how many hundreds of mice and rats I know the dog was. Anyway, he disappeared and probably forever. But you know, a couple of neighbors were complaining that he was, you know, not on a leash, and I'm going, I'm sorry. You know, I mean, he has a leash and he had a harness, but we didn't walk him. But he knew everybody in the neighborhood. Clearly, he will not be roaming the neighborhood anymore because I'm sure he's gone to cat whatever. And our other cat is in and out, but she's only in the yard. On the other hand, she has issues. I just took her to the neurologist yesterday, but we're not doing the MRI. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. But you know, I mean, there are issues with cats outside. They can get diseases, and we have a bobcat now that's living in the neighborhood. I hope it's taking over the rodent patrol. But you know, we just got a letter from the CCBC that says all pets must be on leashes.
Who's this group?
The Pueblo.
The Pueblo Corporation that oversees the town. And our ordinance in town used to say all dogs must be on leashes, and somebody changed that to pets. And so, but I know the county ordinance doesn't say
No, it doesn't.
everything this way. So we have conflicting rules and regulations. And I doubt you're gonna come out to enforce a cat that is not on a leash.
And I have a question. Everybody keeps referring, and this is a thorn in my side. I'm down Main Street, and everybody keeps referring to ordinances. Okay, and I'm gonna just say it like I feel it, people that really didn't know what they were doing wrote ordinances, because you shouldn't write an ordinance if you don't have the mechanism to enforce.
Which means we shouldn't have any ordinance.
Well, then we shouldn't, because if you cannot enforce them, they shouldn't be written.
Exactly.
And so that's what we need to help people understand. Just because there's an ordinance in town doesn't mean we have an enforcement mechanism.
I know exactly what you're saying. As far as cats, no. No. As far as dogs, yes. Okay.
Well, so far we've not had a problem with cat attacks.
Good.
No cats
Like
in
Bob
the
Barker
town.
says, what's Bob Barker say?
Stay and neuter.
Spay and neuter, that's the most important thing.
Adopt a pet.
Because guys, as mentioned earlier, we don't have room. I don't have a place to take cats anymore. Everybody's telling me, Larry, I can't help you. And what do?
One of the things
I leave them be.
One of the things I do when the stray cats come through my yard, I have a water bottle with a spray on it, that painting spray.
Yeah.
Or the hose that I used to go do the hose because it's a little too rough. I used to have cats and they were inside, and I don't want them in the yard. My next door neighbors have cats, have a couple cats. My little Shih Tzu goes up to the fence, and the white one comes over and they're going to coast and they talk to each other. The other one wants to just cracks my word death. And I carry a water bottle with me, and if he starts to get between the two of them, now he gets squirted, he gets squirted, and I go down with it.
Because it's our responsibility no matter the animal. We're not here to abuse that animal. We're here to protect it. We're not here to have you abuse, none of us. If that cat or that dog is coming out of your yard and using the potty, it's not good. That owner needs to say,
I actually will.
I need to know.
I will pick stuff up that's in the yard if I know who's done it, and go and say, you got something, and hand it back.
You want a job?
I've got a two-part question, a couple of questions. One, what's the date on the current two dogs where she's going to court?
I haven't been subpoenaed, so I don't know.
Okay. And the other part is, I've got quite a bit here about aggressive dogs. But dog barking, when we get finished with the meeting, I've been taking notes. What I'd like to do is, I'd like to read them back to you and make sure we're delivering the right message.
Sure.
So if there's anything that I got incorrect, or you want me to add to it, we can do it at that point. But what are the penalties? What do you do about the excessive barking dogs?
This is what I tell people, excessive barking dogs is called public nuisance. Again, I have evidence, I have video, audio, timestamp. Again, 7:30 p.m. to 4 o'clock in the morning. I had a scientist that was complaining about some huskies. Actually, they were half wolf, okay, hybrid dogs. And they would howl and bark, okay? That's what they do. But the ladies that own these hybrid didn't try to fix the situation. So this scientist created, it was to log date, timestamp, and it had a scale on how long and how these barking dogs would go, the pitch. Okay?
But I've got it down, obviously, we need to report it. And if the dog's aggressive, the actions are much clearer to take them to court and then put down and they go to jail for 90 days.
Up to
90 days. Right, that's what I've got. But what are the penalties for that? What do you do if they'll just keep letting the dog bark? You come out and visit them, tell them to stop it, and it continues to go on.
Well, like I said, first time it's a verbal warning. Mayor, the dog's been barking. Can you put him in the garage? 2 days later, Mayor, this is my second visit here. Dogs are barking. Can you please put him up at night? Mayor, this is my third encounter with you. Here's your citation for public nuisance. Your citation date sends you a message to court on May, whatever.
Mm-hmm. What are the penalties for that?
Again, court costs and up to 90 days each.
Oh, same penalty. Basically, the same penalties for excessive barking as aggression. Okay, good.
And see, this judge keeps seeing the same case every time. The judge keeps seeing this guy back in her court. Hey, I'm tired of seeing you. You're not listening to me. Okay? You're going to serve 30 days right now, so have a good day. You're not taking me. And see, people that normally say, oh, it's just a dog, it's just animal control, it's a dog catcher. Well, the dog catcher animal control has laws to fulfill. After that judge, she doesn't want to be a fool. I don't want to make you a dog. I don't want to do it.
Is there only one judge?
No.
So, another mechanism that someone who's been attacked in the case of an animal, let's use the dog, she's the most recent, Karen went to her with it too, but, is a mechanism that could be used by the person whose animal was attacked, can they file a civil suit against
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yes, they can.
That's the question I want to tell on the table. So not only could that owner be liable in the court system, but then it could be a
You go
civil.
after your civil. Yes. Anything else?
No, I think you answered everything, but we sure do appreciate you being.
Well, let me read back the notes. I trying to keep up to the key points because I'll put this out on our town Facebook page. And again, If I get something wrong, please correct me.
I'm gonna leave
And
it
if
as,
okay, but if I've missed something that you think is important, let me know. Okay, so my 90 days in jail potential for second offense. Up to. You will
depending on
do
the severity of the call, the case, repetitious.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll make sure I include the up to this. But you'll do a walk around, you'll help them identify what they need to do to secure the property.
Yes, sir.
All dogs are potentially aggressors.
Yes.
Indoor and outdoor issues of dog bites treated the same. Try to avoid getting between dogs fighting.
Yes.
Excuse me. If aggressive dogs go after deputy, it will be shot. If your dog is attacked, report it every time. Judge has
To 911,
yes.
okay, not the town hall.
No,
Thank
not
you.
town hall. Town hall.
At that point, they get shot. Okay, if your dog is attacked, report it. Judge has to order the removal of the dog. Irresponsible ownership can result.
Let me stop you there. If it's a child being killed, I take that dog immediately.
Okay.
He's on a shooting mode. If that dog is attacking another person or even our dog, earlier it was a stick. How much force do we use?
If you're witnessing somebody getting hurt or injured, step in and shoot it.
Yes.
Shoot it. I don't want nothing to happen. I don't want this lady getting bit at
I
all.
agree 100%.
Half the people in this town don't even know I have to.
We have the right to protect ourselves.
The trouble is we're on tribal land. It is different. It's very different. Y'all need to understand that. We're on tribal land. You can't shoot a gun out there.
You have to follow the rules of your area.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry on that,
It's just the reality.
If a person attacked, immediate removal. Irresponsible ownership can result in your dog being put down. You can report excessive barking, video it, report it, do timestamps to support it, and
Great
Yes.
evidence.
and same penalties for aggressive barking. Aggressive barking as aggressive or vicious.
A lot of times with the barking dogs, the judge will say, okay, your dog's barking. Have you tried a bark collar?
You know what? I did,
And did
but
it
it
work?
affected the other two dogs, so I don't use it.
How did it affect the other two?
They would hear the bark, it wasn't bark collar, what it was just a
Yeah.
button presser.
The vibrate?
Yeah, it vibrates and it affects them, so. I know it
The
works.
judge-
Thank God I have good
The
dogs.
judge will ask, can you house them in the garage? Can you try the barking dog? Well, the dog's got too much fur in the back there. What do you need to try?
Shave it.
Shave it. Shave the area. There's always an answer, guys.
Okay, and
It's never the.
that's what I had down as key points. What am I missing?
Me going home?
Well, what I'm talking about though is, what am I missing that you want? We can put a long
What I think
document
what you're
on there.
missing is this.
People don't read it.
Is everybody, not just these people in the room, they need to be involved with their residents, their home, their work, their parks, and just let us know what's really happening here, because if we're not being called, everything's great in coaching. The deviled eggs look good, Lucy's got look great, and it's great. And when in all reality, their dog trying to large, their dog scaring you, intimidating you, they should not be on the street, on the road, in the park, on the walkways. They shouldn't be, unless they're with that owner, on a leash. Period.
We
we seem to be the dumping ground for people who don't raise
Yeah.
dogs anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what's all
Any other questions?
I have a related, maybe unrelated question. Is your section, responsible for dealing with, rodent problems where people have piled stuff up in their yards and,
But you have to keep them on the leash.
your
Our bark dog.
So that would be the part
Or, I do that.
No, I didn't think you did, but I just
Why
wanted
did
to.
you say you were bringing her again?
Because she lives up the road in London.
So, do you have no other questions?
I was offended for coming out. This has been so informative, and you really should give them a day off.
I would like, before I go, to thank you for inviting me here.
Thank you for coming.
I want to see some results. And if you decide to
Prepared. You'll be happy to come back.
I'll be happy to come back.
Outstanding. Thank you so
Would
much.
you like to take something?
No. Take care, guys. Mayor?
No, I think
Hey,
that's.
thank you.
Everybody, take home a plate if you would like, or two. We've got a lot of food, so if you'd like to take something, please do.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Have a good evening.
Take care.
Oh, my.